Buenos dias on this lazy Sunday, where we're not seeing much, to be honest. We're not seeing much. Things are relatively calm. Well, maybe by the time this video is out, something crazy happens, says crypto. But Bitcoin hovering around 43K, Ethereum still above 2,550. And after the ETF was approved, we saw a bit of a sell-off, so a little delayed sell the news event. But there's just one coin that absolutely does not care about any of this, and that coin is, of course, Celestia TIA, $19.37. Absolutely insane. Now has a $3 billion market cap based on circulating, $432 million in trading volume. That's actually here. I think this is like also pretty much top 20, more than Dogecoin, more than Aptos, more than Cardano, more than Polygon. So TIA, $19, absolutely crazy. Congratulations if you held and staked your airdrop, which I did with most of my airdrop, and also optimized it for future airdrops that are coming. We got the Dimension one already. We got Movement Labs confirmed. We got many more. But this is just beautiful, right? It's absolutely insane. Of course, TIA is not going to go up only forever. But to reach a $100 billion market cap from here is literally just a 5x, right? Which when it launched, and I said it's potentially going to be a $100 billion protocol, when it was $2 or $3, it looked absolutely impossible, right? But now it's just a 5x, and like 5x's are happening all the time, right? But yeah, it's not going to go up only. There's going to be consolidation at some point. There's also unlocks going to happen. I think in October is when the first unlocks are starting. So be aware of that as well, right? And always look at those things. Look at unlocks. Look at when large supplies are hitting the market that have that are sitting in deep profits, right? That's the same thing we're seeing right now with Grayscale selling off their BTC. Because they just bought it at $8,000–9,000 per Bitcoin. So they don't care if Bitcoin is at 46, 42, 41, even 35. They don't care. They're sitting on huge profits, right? But yeah, today we're going to talk about a lot of projects in Cosmos, also 2 airdrop tutorials, and we're also talking about a brand new mainnet that is about to go live. But first of all, I want to give you an update on partial set security, which is a feature that's in the works to be implemented sometime on the Cosmos Hub, the chain to which Atom is home, the chain that is securing Neutron and Stride, 2 highly successful chains. And the question and kind of the evolution of interchain security, which is currently in production on the Cosmos Hub, is to see how we can make it more scalable and to also potentially enable permissionless onboarding. Because right now, which is a bottleneck for some of these chains, including projects like Noble, for instance, is the whole governance process and basically asking the entire community, do you want us? This is our plan. This is our revenue model. This is that. It is a hassle. It is a hassle. It means you have to prepare the documents weeks in advance. You have to be in the forum for a couple of weeks at least. You have to do a lot of content. It's like campaigning. It's like an election, right? So this is very time consuming. And then in the end of the day, you don't know if you're actually going to go through, right? I think in Noble's case, they would definitely be upvoted on the Cosmos Hub. I think the only concern they are having is around economics. But yeah, partial set security would technically allow a permissionless or a permissioned light onboarding for new consumer chains. Consumer chains, for those that don't know, are basically blockchains that use Cosmos Hub security. So the Cosmos Hub validator set would additionally secure this new chain. And for them to become Atom secured or Cosmos Hub secured, they have to go through a governance process, right? But yeah, the discussion is now on the forum. If you want to participate in that, please go here. I'm going to leave a link also below. So if you have any thoughts and ideas around how to scale shared security, how to maybe even, refine economics, then please participate in that forum. Talking about Noble, there is now a forum proposal by Tricky. And I think now the question is, when is that happening, right? Because I think we're all ready to see like what's the next chain, right? We saw some signaling proposals, but that wasn't continued from like Entry Point. We also saw it from Composable Finance. But yeah, this is now a signaling proposal from Chucky yesterday to onboard Noble as a consumer chain. And yeah, a lot of people are just saying no brainer, full support. Let's do this, send it on chain. And yeah, that's kind of the sentiment right now. But yeah, if you have a feedback and want to share anything with the Noble community, this is really the thing about a Cosmos Hub. You can't just sit back and expect others to do the work. You kind of have to do the work if you want to see this, right? This is what Tricky is stepping up and doing this, taking this into his own hands, you know, the fate of the Cosmos Hub and of Noble and their synergies. So that's exactly what you need to do, right? You can't just sit there and wait for others to do it. For the Cosmos Hub and Atom, it's leaderless. There's no team, there's no foundation, there's nothing, right? Just decentralized. So the community has to step up. Also, we're seeing now this Atom proposal to decrease the minimum inflation rate. I made a video about this very, very recently, 868. I hope you guys understand this proposal. It's very like raw written. I think maybe some people are also conflicted by the terminology like inflation min. I mean, people who are in Cosmos and people who are, especially developers, they fully understand what this proposal is. But I think some people might be scared and think like, no, like set the inflation to 0. That's going to kill Atom because that means validators are running out of business. But that's not what it means, right? So I made a video about this. Please go watch it. And yeah, right now, I think this is going to be a very tight one as well. It's going to be a very tight one, like the inflation halving proposal, which I helped co-author. And I'm also, by the way, in favor for this one to pass, because right now we have this weird between 7 and 10% inflation, which of course, like that helps subsidize validators, pay for infrastructure. But I think removing the floor so that Atom with substantial product market fit has a clear pathway to go to a much, much lower and more competitive inflation or emission schedule makes more sense in my view, but that's just my view. Anyways, I want to talk about two things, two airdrops. One of them is Berachain, which I've talked about this on this channel here a long time ago. I think a year ago, we talked about Berachain. We also made a video about EVM chains in Cosmos, and Berachain is a next generation EVM chain that innovated Polaris and also that implements a new proof of liquidity consensus algorithm, and they have a 3-token model. So they have 3 tokens, I think BGT, Bera, and Honey being their stable token. And I think Bera is one of the most highly anticipated chains. And Liam from my team at Cryptocito made a video about how you could potentially optimize and participate in the testnet to get an airdrop, right? This is obviously not like officially confirmed. It's just a potential Bera airdrop. But I think this could be quite big. And now I think it's also the time where projects start requiring you to do more than just staking.
Welcome back, Cosmonauts. This is Liam here from Cryptocito. Up Only is here because the Berachain testnet is now live and the March of the Bera is nigh. I'm going to be taking you through the testnet tutorial today. This could qualify you for a Bera airdrop, and let's not waste any time and get into it. Now, there is a Galaxy campaign for Berachain. We'll put all the links you need in the tweet below this video so you can access everything as part of the tutorial. But the Galaxy campaign we will not run through in the video. Just do this alongside what you do with us today. Now, you will need MetaMask wallet for participating in the testnet. So go ahead, download MetaMask if you haven't already. And what you're going to go ahead and do, first of all, is add the Berachain testnet to MetaMask, making sure you've got your MetaMask open. Use the drop-down menu on the left-hand side, hit Add Network, and now you'll need to add the network information by clicking Add a Network manually. Now, the network name and everything is in the tweet below this video. Go and get the information you need and come back to the video. Once you've added all the information, hit the Save button and now click Switch to Berachain Arteo. Now head over to the Faucet page. Click I agree. The website should be rto.faucet.berachain.com. And what you're going to go ahead and do is scroll up and now enter your wallet address from MetaMask to receive the faucet. Now, what you should see if you've successfully received the faucet is request submitted, and that you'll receive the tokens in about 2 minutes. If you see your wallet is grey-listed, you'll need to try a different wallet address, maybe change IP and try again. Okay, so now this faucet has been successfully received, we're ready to actually use the testnet. So scroll down on the faucet page and head over to Berachain's DEX, hitting go to app. Okay, so once you're over to rto.bex.berachain.com, just agree to the terms of service and next connect your wallet on the top right hand side, selecting MetaMask and selecting which account you would like to connect. Once you've done this, hit the enter app button and now you'll be ready to swap some Bera tokens for another token. Now for the tutorial, we'll be swapping Bera for STGUSDC. So select this as the token to swap to with Bera as the main token. Once you've selected 0.1 Bera, hit the preview button and now click swap and approve the transaction that appears in your Kepler wallet. Once this transaction is complete, I also recommend swapping some Bera into WBTC to complete a task later. Now, once this is done, head over to the faucet page once again, and now head over to the Honey app. So select Go to App for Honey on the faucet page, and this will open up the Honey application. And once again, agree to terms of service. Once again, connect your wallet, selecting MetaMask and approving the request to connect on MetaMask, selecting which account you'd like to connect with. What you're going to do is convert some STGUSDC into Honey. So select how much STGUSDC you'd like to swap. I recommend hitting Approve Infinite just for the convenience where this is on a testnet. And now approve the spending cap on your MetaMask wallet. And once this goes through, you can hit the mint button to mint your Honey, once again approving the transaction in MetaMask. Hit confirm and wait for that transaction to process. Perfect. Now you've minted Honey. And the next thing to do is add liquidity so you can start earning rewards. So head back over to the BEX website where you swapped your tokens and now head over to the pool option. Next, the pool to select is the main 50 STG 50 Honey pool. Next, hit the add button on the right hand side of the pool and now select single token liquidity, and you can select Honey for this, probably providing about half of the Honey you have available. Once you're happy, hit preview. Next, approve Infinite for Honey, approving the transaction request that appears on MetaMask. Next, hit the add liquidity button, approve the transaction again on your MetaMask wallet. And once this goes through, you will have provided liquidity. Next, we're going to supply assets and borrow on Bend. So head back over to the faucet page and now go to the Bend app. Once again, agree to the terms and conditions, connect your wallet, approving the MetaMask request for connection, and now enter the app. Now on this page, we're going to be supplying two assets, one being Honey and the other being WBTC. So on the Honey tab just here, hit supply and select how many Honey you'd like to deposit. Once again, approve Infinite for Honey, confirming the transaction on MetaMask. And once that transaction goes through, hit supply and approve the transaction again that appears on your MetaMask wallet. Next, go for your second asset. In this case, I'm going to be supplying WBTC. I'm hitting max and I'm once again approving Infinite like the last transaction. And then once this goes through, I'm going to hit supply and approve the transaction on MetaMask again. Now, what I would also do here is borrow some assets as well. Now you've deposited WBTC, head over to the Borrow tab, select Honey and how much you wish to borrow. Make sure you select amount lower than what the maximum possible is. Approve the transaction request that appears in MetaMask. And whenever you're ready, feel free to repay your position by hitting the Repay button here, selecting Max, hitting Repay, and approving the transaction that appears in MetaMask. Remember, this isn't real money, so there's no worry if you don't repay or leave it open for some time. Now, if you run out of Honey at any point like I have, just go back to the Swap tab on the exchange and get more Honey so you can complete the rest of the tasks. But for us, there's only one more task to do today, which is actually your Burps trading. So head back to the Faucet page, go to the Burps app, and now once again, agree to the terms and conditions and connect your wallet, and then enter the application. To do this, hit start trading. Okay, so we're going to do two things here. We're going to open a long or short position on ETH USDC at a market rate, and then we're going to head over to the vault section and deposit honey into the vault. Now you will need a minimum of 10 honey to complete this first action. So if you're somehow down on honey like I am in this tutorial, you might need to play around until you have 10. Once you have 10 though, select how many honey you wish to use to market long or short ETH, minimum 10, and now select your leverage. And once you've done this, just below me on the screen, scroll down and you should be able to approve the infinite spend that appears on screen. Once again, approving the transaction in your MetaMask wallet. And once you've done this, hit place market long order. This will bring up MetaMask for you to confirm another transaction. And once you've done this and this goes through, you've successfully opened a trade. Once again, this isn't real money, so don't worry about if you win or lose. The next thing you're going to go ahead and do is head over to the vault section. And this is where you'll also need some honey to deposit into a vault. Select how many honey you wish to deposit, approve infinite, once again confirming the transaction appearing, and when you're ready, deposit the honey into the vault, once again approving the transaction on your MetaMask wallet. If you get this error, just refresh the page. The transactions will still be going through, but if it does fail, just repeat the process. If your transaction was successful like mine, once you've refreshed the page, you will see a B honey balance equivalent to what you just deposited. Now, lastly, I appreciate this experience may be quite buggy. Don't forget this is a testnet. If you're getting problems at any point along this tutorial, bookmark it, come back to it later, and you can try again. Maybe get some more Bera tokens from the faucet, try and get some more honey, and try and do some different stuff. Now, at some point in the future, there is one more task for you guys to do, and that is to stake and participate in governance on BGT Station. You will need BGT tokens, which you won't get right away for participating on testnet. So stay tuned for that, and we'll have to leave that with you guys to explore in your own time. I'll leave that part up to you guys. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Consider supporting Cryptocito across the various networks we validate on. We've got validators on Osmosis, Injective, Celestia, and Say Network, and so many more. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, cosmonauts.
Then we also have the Pryzm airdrop, which is also something where Liam made a great video about. And it's quite similar, right? Here you can also do the testnet. It has been licensed December 11th already. So they're about to launch mainnet. Pryzm, for those that don't know, Xterra project, launching now their own Cosmos app chain, their sovereign customized app chain focused on yield tokenization. So you can tokenize future yield and build a DeFi market around it. And I think that's very cool. And yeah, Liam made a great video on how you can use the testnet and potentially make yourself eligible for an airdrop.
All right, welcome back, cosmonauts. This is Liam here from Cryptocito. I'm coming at you with a quick airdrop tutorial. This is how you can claim an airdrop in the future by participating in the testnet for Pryzm. Pryzm is a new layer 1 yield hub coming to Cosmos. Previously, they were over on Terra. Now, they do have different eligibility criteria for a confirmed airdrop, and one of those criteria could be testnet users. So let's get you set up on testnet today. And we'll also put a link to the Pryzm Zeely Quest sprints that you can participate in as well. But to participate in the testnet, head over to testnet.pryzm.zone, link below this tweet. And you're going to need to go ahead and connect your Kepler wallet using this wallet button on the top right-hand side of the page, selecting Kepler or Leap wallet if you're using Leap, and approving the connection request that appears on the wallet. And you'll also need to confirm adding Pryzm to Kepler if the chain is not already added. Now, the next thing that you need to go ahead and do is actually get a faucet for Pryzm Zone. So in order to do that, click the faucet tab just here. Now, your wallet address should automatically be filled on this page just here if you're connected to the website. Now, simply hit request tokens, you may need to complete a captcha like I am on screen. Once you've done that, you'll just get a confirmation saying tokens have been successfully sent. Now, the next thing I recommend doing is heading over to this Earn tab at the top of the page and going over to Delegate. Let's stake some Pryzm on testnet. Now, I'm going to stake 1 for the purpose of this tutorial, but next select how much you want to stake and now select a validator to stake with. You can actually stake with Cryptocito on testnet, as we will be validating on Pryzm. Next, hit the stake button and approve the transaction that appears on your Kepler wallet. Now, once you've approved this, you will have successfully staked. Now, the next thing you're going to go ahead and do is swap some tokens. Head over to the trade tab just here on the screen, hit swap, and now simply swap some tokens you've received from testnet. Now, you do have USD SIM. That's something you received via testnet. I recommend swapping these for either Atom or Luna for the purpose of a testnet interaction. So I'm going to swap some of these over to Atom, just $3 worth of USD SIM. Now, don't worry that you're not getting a very good price for Atom. I just recommend doing the swap if you are able to. I've used $2 here. So once you're able to do the swap, simply confirm the transaction that appears on Kepler, hitting approve, and this should swap the tokens. Now, you'll see next why I choose Atom or Luna for this part of the tutorial is because the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is actually liquid stake. So head back over to the Earn section and go over to liquid staking, and now select either Atom or Luna, and now select max. So you can actually convert those and liquid stake them, doing another interaction for the testnet. Confirm the transaction once again that appears in your Kepler wallet. And now the final thing that I'm going to do with you in today's tutorial is actually provide liquidity. So go back to that Earn tab again, and now head over to the Provide Liquidity tab just here. Now, the easiest thing to provide liquidity for is Pryzm against USD SIM. So I would type in USD SIM like I did here until this pool shows up, pool number 3. Click it. Now, once you're on this page, the easiest way to provide the liquidity to this pool is to remove the USD SIM option. So hit the little minus button on the screen there, and now select how many Pryzm tokens you wish to deposit. You can deposit this as single-sided liquidity. Now hit the Provide Liquidity button, approve the transaction that appears in your Kepler wallet, simply hitting approve. And once this goes through, you would have successfully provided liquidity. That said, thank you so much for watching today. Hopefully that's got you up to speed. This should help you qualify for a Pryzm airdrop, but we can't guarantee it. So do not hold us accountable if that snapshot date has already passed. That said, thank you so much for watching Cosmos Arts. Consider staking across multiple Cosmos networks to Cryptocito to support our work, and we'll see you in the next one.
Next up, we have news from Movement Labs. Movement Labs is a project that is going to bring the Move VM to Cosmos. If you don't know what the Move VM is, Move is a virtual machine or a smart contract framework that has originally been developed by the team at Facebook. Facebook, if you go back in history, they had a project called DM. Previously, I think it was called Libra. And that project was supposed to build out their own blockchain, their own coin, their own everything. And then, of course, Mark Zuckerberg was invited to explain himself, and they were forced to basically shut it down. But the code base has been, as far as I know, open sourced, or I think some of the early contributors have taken it to build Sui and Aptos. And Movement Labs is a modular project that is combining a lot of different tech stacks. We made a full interview with Rushi, the founder, here in Dubai, in person, Cryptocito, where we talk about this in depth, and also about the benefits of the Move VM over, let's say, the EVM or Cosmos or other smart contract frameworks. And Movement is going to bring and combine basically Avalanche consensus with Celestia for data availability, with Cosmos IBC, and all that while being an Ethereum layer 2. So this is what M2 is, their chain, M2. They also have M1, but we're talking about M2 here. And they also just announced a partnership with Union and Noble. And Union is a project that is building decentralized bridging or trustless interoperability, trust minimized, I like to call it. I prefer it actually to call it trust minimized, because at the end of the day, nothing is really trustless. Trust minimized bridging. And Noble is obviously a native asset issuance chain, primarily for USDC. So they have partnered now, which would make it the first time that the MoveVM is IBC compatible. So think of Sui and Aptos just modular and IBC enabled. That's movement, bringing IBC everywhere, right? This is really the theme also. What we've been tracking here on this channel since 3 years is IBC not only going from 0 to 1, but now going from 1 to 10. And IBC getting to Solana, to Ethereum, to Polkadot and Kusama, and now also combining a new virtual machine, the MoveVM. I think this is really, really big. And it is a big deal. It truly is a big deal. So this is movement. Put that on your watch list. Definitely. There's also going to be an airdrop. Ruchi confirmed that in my interview I did with him a couple of weeks ago. So please go and check that out. Next up, we have a brand new chain that has been in the works for a long, long time. And that chain is called Lava Network. We did an interview with them a long, long time ago here on this YouTube channel. And the Lava mainnet is coming soon. And we're actually talking like very, very, very soon, super soon, like days away, right? So Lava is coming, and Lava is building decentralized RPC infrastructure that has been in the works for a very, very long time. And yeah, probably we're going to do also a deeper dive review once the chain is live, what is it all about, how it works, and their journey through the bear market and all these kind of things. But yeah, Lava is definitely building something that has strong product market fit in crypto, right? Because whenever you see things don't work, you don't have access to your wallet or whatever, and you're panicking, it's most likely because there are some issues with the RPCs. So Lava aims to fix that and just overall smoothen out the decentralized layers underneath, behind the blockchain, right? Or connected to the blockchain. So this is what Lava aims to do. And I think it's very, very interesting and much needed, to be honest. Now, lastly, I want to talk about restaking a little bit. I made this video here actually a couple of days ago, where I talk about eigenlayer and how big restaking is going to be as a narrative in this year and this bull run. And I think it truly is going to be big. We talked about Picasso here as well. We talked about eigenlayer predominantly. But yeah, I want to throw another contender in there. And well, you already know Picasso. We talked about it. Enabling restaking for Solana. So enabling restaking for Solana, that is coming very soon. They're also bringing IBC to Ethereum. Then you have an eigenlayer production, which is called Ethos. We talked about this in the other video as well, more in depth about eigenlayer in general. But they're bringing ETH security to Cosmos, and they're also going to build a couple of consumer chains, apparently. So they're also going to build a shared security hub in Cosmos, leveraging ETH security. Then, of course, you know, Babylon, that is leveraging Bitcoin, BTC security for Cosmos chains. Now we also have Landslide Network, which you know for a long, long time on this channel. We talked about this a long, long time ago. And they're basically able to enable restaking for AVAX. And Landslide is an Avalanche subnet that deploys Cosmos IBC, making it fully interoperable. So that's basically a leveraged bet on Avalanche and Cosmos, while Ethos is a leveraged bet on Ethereum and Cosmos. And Picasso, predominantly, I would say at this point, a leveraged bet of Solana and Cosmos, while they can also do Polkadot, Kusama, and Cosmos already in production, and ETH Cosmos that is currently in the works as well. I think honestly, there's going to be a big restaking season, especially around the time when eigenlayer is going live. A lot of people will ask, like, okay, what's the eigenlayer of this? What's the eigenlayer of Solana, of Avalanche, of this and that, right? And those are the projects that are at least Cosmos compatible, IBC compatible. Like I mentioned, right, Ethos, and of course Landslide. There's a couple more. Babylon Chain is also going to launch quite soon. There's also close ties between the Babylon Chain founder and the eigenlayer founder. Sriram was actually writing his PhD under Davidson, the founder of Babylon. So going full circle, and I think also restaking is going to be a big narrative for 2024. Now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Stay safe, guys, and be good.